When you start doing anything, the first step, you're excited, you're pumped up, you're going to be consumed with that thing you're doing. But a week into it, a month into it, a year into it, 5 years into it, many people begin to lose that fire. They get exhausted, they don't care anymore, they stop trying. So they stop the daily tasks to move toward the goal, and they settle. They settle for, I guess it wasn't meant to be. They settle for, I guess I didn't want to. They settle for the easy road. They settle for mediocrity. They give up and they let it go. But I'm saying no, you cannot be like that. You can't allow your dreams and goals to slip by like that. You must stay focused. Don't allow anything to pull you off your game plan. If you don't finally get your focus in check, if you keep wandering around distracted, if you keep looking at every new thing that pops up in your feed, if you keep trying every single new opportunity, if you keep saying yes to everything, if you keep saying to everything, if you keep listening to everybody's complaints, if you keep doing whatever they ask you to do, at some point you will lose your life. You must reclaim your attention and limit it down to the very few things you care about the most. Cut off anything else that doesn't support you. Embed long-term goal in your mind, burn it into your soul. Think about it, write about it, talk about it, hang it up on your wall, but most importantly, do something about it every single day. Start working on a plan to get where you want to go and minimize everything else. Getting very clear on the mission and working on the plan, everything else. Guess what? It gets a no. You tune out every voice and noise outside of yourself and lock your focus on this one thing, and you give it everything you've got. What is it that you need to immediately stop doing in your life to take back control of your time? Is it social media? Is it watching 7 seasons of a show every week? And what do you need to start doing? What do you need to start doing every day, every week, every month, every year to be the best version of yourself? Because whatever you spend your time on determines the outcomes of your life. Disciplining yourself buys you the freedom to do what you want. Sacrifice leads and gains follow. Don't bother looking for any gains when you haven't made sacrifices. You have to give stuff up in order to go up. So the question is, what are you willing to give up? Are you willing to skip the parties, cut out the socializing, or pass on doing the cool thing on the weekend with your friends? Because that's what it's going to take. It's going to take you dedicating every single moment, every single ounce of energy and effort you have to pull it off. Forget about balance. You have to be obsessed with the thing you want and not allow anything to pull you away from it. If you really want to win, pack your calendar, because everything is based on activity. The more you execute, the more results you will see. You break away from the pack by doing more than other people are willing to. It's impossible for you to lose if you pack your calendar with tasks to be done every single day of the month, morning till night. You do that year after year, and you will undoubtedly become one of the greatest in whatever the hell you want to do. A champion focuses only on the goal. They don't allow anything else into their mind that won't help them win. And so, if you want to be a winner, what you're focusing on throughout the course of the day has to change what you're watching, what you're reading, what you're listening to, the conversations you're having. You must now be fully focused on your dreams and your goals, and it all starts with what you're doing today, not tomorrow, not next week, today. When you're great, you don't just focus on a year. When you're great, you don't just focus on a month. When you're great, you don't just focus on a week. You focus on the 24 hours in front of you, and you work relentlessly to nail it. What is it that makes a lion the king of the jungle? It's not his speed. The cheetah sheet is the fastest. It's not his size. The elephant is the biggest. It's his mentality. The mentality of a lion is what dominates every single other animal out there. And the lion's not born with lion strength. It has to earn it. It has a killer mindset from birth that tells it you either kill or be killed. It is the process of hunting. It is the chase. It is the drive that makes a lion become a beast. So whether he catches that animal or not, every time he goes on a hunt, he is developing and becoming stronger. It's not about winning or losing, it's about the whole process. And you get so caught up in the outcomes of everything you do that you forget what it's all about. It is practicing. It is eating right. It is training. It is training. It is putting in more reps than everyone else. It is grinding longer and getting up earlier than your competitors. Win or lose, you give every single day everything you have. You leave nothing on the table. It is that process that shapes you and forms you into a beast. And why so many of you lose is because you think grinding is what you do when the lights are on and it's game time. You think it's what you do when the sun comes up and everyone's eyes are on you. That's not the real grind. The real grind is what you do when nobody's watching, when nobody sees you, when you're running those extra miles, when you're doing those extra reps, when you're pushing yourself to do more than anybody expects of you. It is that level of effort that forms your greatness. When you can force yourself to do what sucks every day of your life, you build mental toughness. When the alarm goes off in the morning, you get your ass up. When you have a project deadline, you ensure you get it done. When you know you have to study, you start learning. That's how you callous your mind. It's going to be painful, it's going to be hard. But at the end of all your suffering is the life you want. Embrace the suffering. No one's coming to help you. It's you against you. Period. The water's too cold, the sun's too hot. You're getting up too early, why am I doing this to myself? That's what the normal mind says. You have to start training your mind to think, how can I get through this? Stop giving yourself a way out. Build walls around those escape routes in your mind so there is no exit. Your mind has to know there's no giving up here, no turning back. Your new norm becomes getting up every day, no matter what, and you suffer. You allow that suffering to become part of your lifestyle. Most people try to run away from it, they want comfort. But you have to separate yourself from the pack. You must tell your brain, this is who I am now. This is my life. When you do this consistently and it becomes your mentality, the things that used to feel hard will become easy. You must retrain your mind to think differently. When you're in the middle of hell, when something sucks, good. It's going to make you tougher. It's going to strengthen your mind, and it will lead to rare achievements. So bring it on. When you reach that level, that's when your mind changes, your focus changes, and your dedication reaches new heights. Use the time you have now to strengthen your brain. Push yourself to do hard things so you come out the other side as a beast. You have to start believing, I am the grittiest person in the world, and I don't need anything except the ability to grind my ass off. Greatness is not a one-time event. It's something you meet thousands of times throughout your life. But you'll never reach it if you're not constantly in pursuit. Kobe Bryant didn't brag about the championships he won. He was always up at 3 a.m., practicing every day. Why do you think he was so great? It wasn't just talent or genetics, it was his ability to force himself to execute, no matter what was going on. Right now is the time to work. Take the short time you have and be the best you can be. No more waiting, no more procrastinating, no more excuses. We're going to work. Because when you put in the work, you always get the same outcome. You get paid. You get rewarded. We all have two voices in our minds. One voice tells you to stay in bed. Take it easy. Don't push too hard. It tells you to chill today and take the day off. But there's another voice. A voice we try to avoid, but it asks the real questions. What could you become if you worked as hard as you could? What could you achieve if you disciplined your mind? That voice is the beast inside you, trying to break free. If you want something, don't expect the world to hand it to you. Life doesn't give anything for free. No handouts, no shortcuts. But here's the problem: too many people think success is instant. They do the work for 3 days and wonder why they aren't a superstar. They expect to become CEOs after a few meetings and emails. They don't understand what it really takes. It takes doing the hard things day after day without quitting. It takes going beyond what others are willing to do. It's getting up when you don't feel like it. Lifting weights when all you want to do is lay on the couch. Studying when you'd rather be out partying. You might hate it. It might be the last thing you want to do. But you do it anyway, like you love it. That's what discipline is, doing what needs to be done, no matter how you feel. Don't let your feelings control your life. You are the one in charge. At some point, you have to get tired of losing. You have to play angry. You have to reach a place where laziness becomes foreign to you, where you don't even speak the same language as those who take the easy path. You have to get it done because the world treats winners differently. Winners look for solutions, not excuses. Losers always find a reason to quit, but winners find a way forward. You have to. Look in the mirror and ask yourself, am I working hard enough? Am I studying enough and giving everything I've got? And if the answer is no, you step up and push harder. All of us can go further, work longer, and try harder. It's your mind that holds you back. If you can take control of your mind, you can take control of your life. Side of those challenges as a beast, you need to start thinking to yourself, I am the grittiest person alive. I don't need perfect conditions. All I need is the ability to grind. Greatness isn't something you encounter just once, it's something you have to meet thousands of times in your life. And you'll never reach it if you aren't in constant pursuit of it. Kobe Bryant didn't sit back and boast about his championships. He was always up before sunrise, practicing every day. That's what made him great. It wasn't just genetics or talent, it was his ability to push himself to execute, no matter what. So right now is the time to work. Use the short time you have wisely. Stop waiting, stop procrastinating, and stop making excuses. Get to work, because when you put in the work, you will reap the rewards. We all have two voices in our minds. One tells you to stay in bed, take it easy, and not push yourself too hard. But the other voice, the one you try to run away from, asks you, what could you become? What if you worked as hard as you possibly could? What if you disciplined your mind? What if you stopped taking the easy path? What if you did more than you ever thought possible? That voice is the beast inside you, trying to break free. When you want something, don't expect the world to hand it to you. Life doesn't work that way. There are no handouts. No one is coming to say, here, take this. Most people expect success to come easily, stick to a diet for 3 days and expect to be a fitness model, or send a few emails and wonder why they aren't running a multi-million-dollar company.